Hello and welcome to the stream. Today I'm going to look at MvvmCross and preparing it for the 7.0.0 release. And I think in this release we're going to have Android X support as one of the most prevalent new things. Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking for support for this, and we did have some beta packages out that some people have tried out, and we got some positive feedback on that. So we think it's time to release a 7.0.0 and take it from there, see how the community responds, and hopefully it works. Otherwise, we'll just have to fix it, right? But yeah, so today I will just look at creating a release branch, figuring out how to generate release notes, whether the release note system that we have been using previously still works or not. I did usually run it on my Mac, which I have besides me here, so maybe we have to switch to that one at some point, but otherwise I'll try to get it to work on Windows. We did have some issues with it previously because if we look at the MvvmCross repository and look at the issues, like we do have a lot of issues that the changelog script has to go through. And the same with pull requests. There's also a lot of pull requests it has to go through to generate the changelog. And since we're hitting the GitHub API, we often run into rate limiting. So at some point, like in the middle of generating the changelog, it just breaks. And then you have to wait for half an hour, run it again, and it will hopefully continue from where it left off. And yeah, you have to run it a couple of times and it takes a while. Yeah, let's see if it works. Otherwise, I think I did create an issue a while back about release notes. To maybe change to a different release note system. So I'm not sure where it is. I think it's still open. Let's filter for me like this. Yeah, so that's this Git Release Manager, which basically is based off of having a milestone, I believe. And if we open, let's go back here. So if we open the milestone in here, so if you have a milestone, you can then put in issues and pull requests in that milestone, and then it will generate release notes for that milestone based off these tasks here. But previously, I don't know if it's still an issue. This Git Release Manager had some limitations of only allowing one tag on each item in this milestone to generate release notes. While the other system, it doesn't really depend on any of these tags. It just groups them into, well, it does, correction. It does still look at like bugs. I think there's a couple of other categories, breaking and some other categories that it looks at. And then it like categorizes the items. Let me show you how that looks. So we have this changelog.md in the repository. So in here, it would say enhancements, fix bugs, merge pull requests, and that's basically it. Fix bugs, closed issues, merge pull requests. So yeah, so it would categorize them in this manner. So I think that's like 4 or 5 different labels you can set to have it fill these out. But yeah, as I said, the tool that we're using, or we were using, this GitHub changelog generator, it's often hitting rate limits, so it's not really a nice way of generating changelog and release notes for the release. But yeah, I will try it out, see if it still works. If it doesn't, I will probably take a look at Git Release Manager and see if that works. But at least I will first of all create a branch for the release. Hopefully kick off a build to see that everything is okay, that it produces the artifacts and so on and so forth. And then yeah, I will look into generating changelog and release notes, and then hopefully push out a release. So let's get cracking. So yeah, first of all, MvvmCross uses Git Flow. So what we would usually do is to, whenever we want to make a release, we want to currently do it from develop. So what I do is just create a new branch, call it release 700. Right. And then this is kind of like a code freeze, or this is like the branch to make the last changes, such as creating change logs and maybe fixing some small issues or fixing build scripts and stuff like that. When that is done, it would then be merged back into the main branch and develop branch, and then we would also tag that merge into the main branch, such that yeah, this would be like the mark that, hey, this is the commit that signifies this release. And after it has been merged, the actual release branch could potentially be just removed, like just deleted, because we will always have the tag in the code that shows the release. I don't know if we've kept some of the other ones around. Let me check. We do actually keep some of the older ones. We could delete them because they're not really necessary anymore, unless we would want to branch from them to do something. Right, so let's take a look at the last release here. So here, origin release, it was merged back into which branch is this? I guess this is the master branch, and then we merged master into develop. That's also fine, but this release branch could also directly be merged into develop. Yeah, and then we create a tag. I don't know why it's pushed up here, but in reality, if we had followed it correctly in this case, the tag should be here. Actually, I guess we fixed some build issues here, and that's why the tag has moved. But in reality, the tag should have been down here. But yeah, that's how it is in this case. But yeah, that's basically how we create releases. So create a branch, create a changelog, merge it back into main branch and develop, tag it, and then it kicks off a build in Azure DevOps. It creates the NuGet packages and everything in there and pushes it to NuGet, GitHub packages, and MyGet. So yeah. So I think what I will try to do is to get this changelog generator working on my machine. So I did check out the MvvmCross repository. So let's jump to that one. All right. Okay. So here we have the cake script, and somewhere in this script we have all the stuff needed to run the changelog generator. So what it basically does is to take a GitHub token, exclude these labels. So we exclude anything with the tag question, won't fix, duplicate, deprecated, or invalid. And then it will mark labels with bug as bug labels, and then it will mark features and enhancement as enhancement labels, and then breaking with breaking labels, security with security labels, deprecated with deprecated labels. Actually, this should probably not be excluded then. That's for an issue here. But yeah, then it says max issues 200, and then it runs on the MvvmCross repository, and then it looks at so if we run it on the release branch, it takes the version and then says future release is this. So the next changelog entry is the 700 release number, and then it calls GitHub changelog generator with all these arguments, and then it just waits for it to exit. And hopefully when it's done, we get some release notes. So I need to figure out what I need to run this changelog generator. Probably needs some Ruby environment or something like that. Yeah, so it's this one. Ruby. Do I have Ruby installed? I'm not sure. RBNV. Nope. Let's get that then. Windows, Ruby. Let's check if it's on Chocolatey first. Chocolatey. Search Ruby. Okay, so Ruby is there. So PowerShell, run as admin. Hopefully the stream still works. Let me check, because it seems to work. Okay, cool. Right, so Shoko, install Ruby. So if you don't know what Chocolatey is, it's essentially like a package manager for Windows. So if you are familiar with how Linux, or if you're familiar with Brew on Mac OS or similar systems, this is essentially a similar thing for Windows. It's run by a great community of very nice developers. So you should try it out. There is, of course, what is it, Win packages, or that new thing that they showcased during ms build. You could also try that. I like Chocolatey. It's easy to use. Just write choco install Ruby. Now Ruby's installed, I guess. In tools Ruby. Right. It's probably not part of my environment, so let me just check some things here. So tools, Ruby, bin. So we have to add this to our environment. We can do that. So yeah, so I went to right click this PC, properties, and then there's this advanced system settings. It opens up this one, environment variables. And I'll just add it up here. I'll just call it Ruby and point it to this folder. And I will add Ruby here as a new key. Hopefully that is okay. So if we kill PowerShell and start a new one. All right, Ruby. Stuff happens. Which Ruby? Where Ruby? No, okay. I'm used to bash on Mac OS or ZSH actually, or you have this which command where it can actually tell the path of Ruby, but I think this is okay. Do we have gem? We have gem. So now we can install GitHub changelog generator. So we have to run this to download and install it. So gem install GitHub changelog generator. And install stuff. I wonder where it actually installs all that jazz. So if we go to tools, does it install it somewhere in here? Share? That's all the docs, I guess. Okay. And what about? It's not in here. Include? Lib, probably. Gems. Okay. So it chucks it in here, I guess. GitHub changelog generator. Has these that it can execute. That's cool. So if I write GitHub changelog generator, does it work? It does. Excellent. So far, so good. Right. So probably need to restart code to get the environment variables. And then I need to provide this GitHub changelog generator with a GitHub token. Okay, so how this is done is you go to GitHub, click on your profile up here, settings, and then go to, I think it's somewhere in developer settings, and it's one of these, and then you press generate new token. I already have some on my Mac. I'll just create a new one, but you're not allowed to see what it is. So let me just think what I'm going to do. Just so I don't accidentally leak it. So I have this possibility to set this environment variable. So let me just generate a token and do that and then return to you. So back again here. Advanced system settings, environment variables, and new Changelog GitHub token. And let me just draw something in Paint. This nice color. Change the size. Okay, secrets. Okay, save. We need to change the size though. Do that after, that's fine. Secrets. Cool. Let's open that one. Pictures. Secrets. Resize it. So I use this nice tool called Airframe View. Image. Resize. 920 times 1080. Cool. Save. Same place, please. Pictures. Yes. Okay. And then I'll add it to OBS here. Secrets. And you should see a black screen, but let me just add the picture here. So you're not bored. Secrets. Okay, let me just generate that token and add it to my environment variables. Need to enter some passwords here. And it requires what? Let's see. Doesn't really say what it requires, so let's just guess it. Doesn't need full control of private repositories. It requires doesn't really require anything. So GitHub changelog generator token, and then generate token. Copy this, put it into environment variables. Hopefully that works. That is picked up by the script. Okay. And I should be. And of course you saw it. I forgot to. Let me just quickly delete that. And let's try again. Okay. GitHub token. Generate. Okay, let me just navigate away from this page just to ensure that you don't see it. Okay, good. And we're back. Cool. Let's try run it. Let's see what happens. So .NET to restore. Everything was restored. Cool. .NET cake. And then we want the target. Update changelog. So so cannot find the file specified. Okay, so I guess it cannot find GitHub changelog generator. So let's just give it the full path. Lib Ruby, was it gems? But it needs to do it through Ruby somehow. Let's see. Does that work? To fire it through Ruby, otherwise it won't work. So how do we do that? Do we do Ruby tools Ruby gems? Low. Where was it? Just copy this. Okay. And then we need the full path for Ruby. So this plus see if that works at all. I have my doubts, but let's see. What did I mess up? It doesn't like the backslashes. Can we do this? Okay. Could also just run this manually. It's probably a little bit easier. So PowerShell, GitHub, changelog generator. This. We actually don't want to run it from here. Want to run it from the repository path. So cdc git MvvmCross. Okay, and then we run this. No token provided. Yes. That is wrong. So we need to do T and then git, what was the environment name? Changelog GitHub token. Bad credentials. Okay. Let me just check something. How do I do this? Expand an environment variable. What if I do it from here? Here it works. So if we do it from this command line instead. Yeah, I'm not the best Windows command line expert here, but C git MvvmCross. Okay, and then we run the same command. It's here. And now it doesn't complain. Amazing. And then we wait. This will take a while. But in the meantime, we can maybe take a look at the MvvmCross repository here. And see if there's any issues we should maybe also address for this. Stocks. Question. Also question. This one may be interesting. Okay. This is a pretty good proposal. which means that all code run before finish line cannot be logged without duplicating the logging initialization. Potentially affects Android. Yeah. Yeah, MvX singleton has nothing to do with this. There's a MvX setup singleton, which may have things to do with startup, but let's just label this. So this is a feature. This is a good proposal. Not critical for 700 though. Pulsar show tabs and playground report. Sure. But yeah, I understand the problem. Tab layout is now in a different namespace, a different package. We switched up the presenter, so all the app compat stuff is actually in here. What did he say? Tab layout presentation attribute is not implemented. Right. Not in the presenter itself. Did we we might have removed it by accident. We'll just check something. So tags 6, 4, 2. And then we go to Android support and I think it's an app compat. And here we have a present as well. Here it must handle it. Okay. Show tab layout. We've got a changelog. So let's check what's going on in that. But yeah, this might need added back because we've just this essentially removes a feature that we had before by accident. But okay, then it uses view pager, and view pager has been replaced by view pager 2. Yeah. Let me check my pull requests for Android X. I don't remember why I removed it, but that might have been a conscious decision here to just remove it. Must be somewhere here. more fixes for Android X. This one. Huh. And if we check, we search for presenter. Here it was just moved. But don't we then have go back to DroidX? No, there's nothing here. So we should probably add some extra presenter stuff for material stuff where it uses tab layout from that, and probably also view pager 2 to show those tabs. So we should probably bring that back. Question is whether we are okay with it missing now and then just release 7.0.0 because so many people are asking for it, or we wait with releasing it until this feature we've like basically broken is added back somehow, or whether that could just wait for whatever next release. I'm kind of inclined to just release whatever we have now. There's no one to question this here anyway, so might as well just fire the missiles. So, breaking changes. Remove support for framework frameworks. Everything uses Android X. Yeah. Update everything to latest. Eliminate Android support. Remove obsolete platform services method. Fix bugs. Clear paths binding. No such. Yeah. Theme is broken. Not sure whether this was actually fixed or it was just closed. Just closed. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I do see some buttons missing here. Some stuff up here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure whether we need to look into that before we release that one I made. No such. Let me fix rethrowing exceptions. Oops. It's not what I wanted. I wanted the pull request itself. Good change. Good change. Closed issues. I think some of these should have been marked with, yeah. I guess we need to exclude needs more info as well. So let's add that to the ignore stuff. Needs more info. Let's just go through more of this. Another needs more info. Some linking issues, it looks like. Right. A bunch of pull requests, a lot from dependent bot, which is cool. Neat. Okay. Right, so we probably have to rerun this, but maybe look into the theme being broken to see if we can reproduce that. I don't think this should have been closed. Just check this one. This one is also kind of interesting. I think I fixed that one. Yes. Good. This one has been fixed, I know. Closing issue. It's not really descriptive, is it? It was fixed, okay. Close model view controls call does not take into account the async nature. Right. Okay. Should rename this. MvX iOS view presenter fails to close all modal view controllers. That would be much better. Great. Let's just put it here. It's kind of done. Great. Cool. This was done. Okay. So that's what I see. We should still look into this theme being broken. And perhaps look into that missing tabs thing. Maybe. So let's dig into this one probably. What's that repro sample here? Nope. But it did say it's using this library by ACR user dialogues. What is his name? Alan Ritchie, yes, Alan Ritchie. Cool guy. Met him at the MVP Summit last time. Very, very nice guy to talk to. I think he also has a Twitch. Yeah, he has a Twitch channel. You should visit him and watch his streams as well. So, but these, okay, so date, time. So let's try to add that to MvvmCross, I guess, one of the samples, and take it from there. Maybe try to debug it. There it is. It's getting dark outside. Let me turn on some light. Okay. So we have these projects here. It was on Android. So let's set that as startup project. And we needed ACR user dialogues. What's it called on NuGet? What does it depend on? Google Android material, which is fine. Yoink. Okay. Then let's see. Let's just abuse one of these commands. Oh yeah, that one probably fails. So we should try that out as well. Well, that can actually show these tabs when we press the show tabs command. Yeah, let's just use this one. So do we need to register anything for this? I guess we do. How does it work, Alan? In your main activity. So there's a little bit of setup here. So let's do that. In your main activity, that's basically here. Loading big projects in Visual Studio takes a little time. It's restoring packages still. Let's wait for that. In the meantime, taking a swig of this lovely water. Why is it taking so long? On create? Do I really have to write it myself? Visual Studio, please. Packages are restored. Why are you temperamental? me see some output, please. This is happening, so it's cool. Like waiting for paint to dry. Just staring at it. Now it's building the project. No errors. Although it threw some stuff here, but and now we have IntelliSense. Amazing. Okay. Override on create. Yes, please. Do we have user dialogues? Yes, we do. Great. And then here we abuse this command. Private task show time dialog. So user dialogues instance. What was it? Date prompt. Date. Let's just use date time now. And yeah, this is fine. Turn this, and then just need to grab this and cool. Let's try this out. So hopefully this issue has solved itself by just migrating to Android X or something, or maybe it was never an issue, or it was like only specific to that app the user is working on. The reporter is working, the person that reported this issue here was reported on version 642, 641, also 642. A lot of stuff has changed since then. So this person here, I've also noticed wrong text calls within toast messages on Android 10. Okay. Did my emulator run Android 10? Let's just check that. It looks like Android 10-ish. 10, okay. That's cool. Back to the app. So show child. Really? Looks like it's running some old code. Nice. Okay, let's try and rebuild this. And let's just ensure that if I remove removed, we should run any issues running old code, at least not for this run. So if it would please finish rebuilding. I don't know how it manages to deploy code like that. Well, obvious, like it has a direct reference to this. Right? When I pressed write it and build that, why didn't it detect that? I even added an extra reference and added code in this project as well. I don't understand why it would do stuff like that. Is it done yet? Are we there yet? So it built core. That's cool. It's building Droid, which is also cool. Please do it a little bit faster though. Now it's deploying. Great. Go, go, go. And hopefully this time around. What? Just show child command. So let's just take a look at the layout just to make sure. So this one, root. Show child command. That's the first one. Show child command. But we're not in root view model, so let's check root view model. Okay. So why do we show the main view model? We don't. Okay, my mistake. So probably ran the correct code before, just mistaken. Okay. Just copy this in here. Use the dialogues. Yes. Yeah. Let's get an incremental build, please. Should be much faster. Dialog with colors, and it's this neon green thing, which is probably primary color. It kind of looks like that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with this one. Okay, so let's just double check on, what was it? So you had the issue here and the issue with this time picker thing. Let's try out that one. Root. This was the date prompt. That was a time prompt. Yes. Whatever. Hello. Whatever. Just return this, please. Looks good to me. No issues. So we might have fixed it. Might have fixed itself. Just tried this live on stream within the Playground Droid project. The entire world witnessed that it doesn't seem to be an issue anymore, at least not in the latest head of the develop branch. If I could get some Pro steps, that would probably ease the procedure a lot. Yeah. But when I tried, the buttons were there and they used the primary color defined in resources values colors XML. I don't see any reason to reopen this one. So yeah, I did actually make a change to add constructors for def style attribute and def style rest. So this might actually have fixed, but this is for the built-in Mvx Date Picker and Mvx Time Picker. But we were using ACI user dialogues just as reported in actually no. This guy reports that there's an issue with Alan Ritchie's user dialogues, but we've just proved that works fine. Toast messages. Let's just check a toast message just to also test that one. So what? Toast? Hello. And then we should probably try showing the MVX variants of those. Dialogues. Do we have a variant with a button? New toast config. Set action. How does this work? Fire missiles. Something like this. Right. So I would expect that toast show up again, and the button should take probably the primary color. So there will be a button on the right side. And if that works, works fine. And I suspect that that the MVX variant of those dialogues also work. Show child, button show child. Cool. Then we have to let Visual Studio think for a while. A long while, it seems. Hello. Are you awake? Let's just double check. Just check something here. Off screen. Okay. Is Visual Studio back? No? Seems like kind of died. Oh, it's back. Amazing. Wow. Activities. Fruit view. Okay. Child button. Find by ID. It's a button. Resource ID button. Fill child. Now we don't do a binding because I just want to show them directly here. So child button. Click. Let's add an event handler here. And what was date dialog, new Mvx Date Picker. Sure. How do we show this one? Is it a view? Let's go to this one. Mvx Date Picker. Wow. Okay. So it's just a view. Frame layout. Okay. Kind of have to add it to the view then. So this was actually not what I wanted to do. Let's just hack this in here. Root view. Why did it do this? Why did it create an XML file with the exact same contents? When did I tell it to do that? Like, no. I know you can do that stuff now, but why do you just do it Visual Studio? Now you just have duplicates. That's not cool. Anyways. It just goes crazy now because you deleted the file. Okay. What's the namespace? Platforms. Web binding. Yeah. Layout with match parent, Android, layout, height, wrap content. Guess that's enough. But that dialog, that is not a dialog, so it should just show a date picker, which it does, and it looks fine. It has the theme color. There's no buttons here because it doesn't show as a dialog. We don't use this. Like, okay, it just works. I don't see a problem. Did I just lose my message in here? Yes, I did. No, okay. Yeah, need repro steps. And needs more info. Investigation done. Okay. So, oh yeah, we should try this out. Playground. And then show tabs. Boom. Yeah, okay. But we did expect that. That's probably the exact same issue as here. Let's just run it with a debugger attached. Yeah, but there's a couple of ways to go about fixing this one. One way could be to add some extension methods to add those attributes back into the presenter. So show tabs. Yeah. Yep. Is there any of the other ones that we also, or I messed up because I did this entire change? Hopefully not. What about the bottom sheet? And yeah, let's try. Model works. Yeah. Master detail works. Bottom sheet works. I don't know. Collection view. Ooh, interesting. Does it recover? No. Jesus ID FFFF. I wouldn't expect that one to be found anyways. What is it trying to inflate? Or if we just catch it? Does it survive? China value. Huh. Yeah, in this case it would be no. We can't call this. Calligraphy doesn't override this one. (2018) crash when implementing, simply calling it space. Wow, this is an old issue. So it was collection view. Interesting. Let's just check what it's trying to inflate here. Guess it's this one. Then it's trying to inflate items in this one. So nothing much going on in here. What it essentially does is to set a layout manager, create a template selector, and then yeah, inside of the adapter itself, it does all the cool stuff. So okay, oh yeah, and then we have this template select animal. Strings. If we find that one. So it still lives in playgrounds, droid template selectors. Playground droid template selectors, animal template selectors in the playground droid assembly. Let's just double check that one. Playground droid, right? So this is okay. And then this one returns item layout IDs. So where would this be called? It would be called in. And the MvX recycler adapter. Okay, let's debug this a bit. Some layout ID. Yeah. It's actually this one we are a little bit more interested in. So this layout ID, will this become that FFFF value ever? -1. So view type is, so this is why it fails. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we need to breakpoint just before instead. Okay, let's step into this. It is our animal template selector. Ah, view type. Yeah, that doesn't seem to match with what we expect. So going back, view type. Do we ever hit this one then? What? Why did it fail? No errors. Deploying just randomly fails. Yeah, my build is succeeding, so I can ignore that warning. Right. Let's try this. So this will be the last thing I try, I think. I'm getting a little bit tired now. But we did manage to create a changelog here on this machine, which is great. And I will continue tomorrow during work, just fixing all the remaining things that needs to be done to make this release. So just figure out why object here. Okay. Dog view model. Why this sample here fails. So okay. That doesn't add up then. From view type. So at this point in this case, if we would just do this, for this adapter in particular, it would just work, I guess. I guess we did make a change at some point that changed the behavior of this. We just didn't change the sample. I'm pretty sure we did discuss this quite a bit in a pull requests. Mm-hmm. Okay. This shouldn't be needed anymore. Okay. Cool. Amazing. It's the best sample I've made. But yeah, there's something wrong somewhere in here. Okay. I will address that tomorrow, but for now, no release tonight, but we got somewhere with it. Yeah, and as I said, I've allocated some time during my normal work hours tomorrow to continue with this. I'll probably not stream it, but hopefully it will result in a actually released version of MvvmCross. I'll just also fix the sample and that template selector so it's that it returns the correct things. Because I think that's the issue here. And yeah, generate new change logs because we did change some of those issues. And hopefully during tomorrow there will be a MvvmCross 7.0.0 release, which is exciting because everyone is waiting for it. So cool. Thanks for watching those who joined. There's one viewer in the chat I see. But But yeah, this will be posted on YouTube as an archive as usual, and there will also be an archive on Twitch itself. I think those are limited for 14 days or something like that. But yeah, I'll tweet with the archive links, and see you next time. Hopefully next week it will be on Wednesday instead of Thursday as today. But yeah, regular schedule next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.